Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zevi Shafran. Thanks for checking into the channel. Today's video, super cool. It's about a guy making $150,000 a month. I mean, that's crazy money, but it's very doable. I'll walk you guys through it. And as a matter of fact, the reason I've posted this video is because it kind of strung a chord with me, because it's up my alley. It's what I do for a living. And I actually found a couple loopholes in it and I wanted to share it with you. Please stay tuned. Let's dive right in. Here we go, guys. $150,000 a month. I mean, who makes that kind of money? Not a guy with 133 subscribers. I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you haven't done so already, you know what to do. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, do all that good stuff. This guy is a 25-year-old guy, okay? He found a loophole in the system and he decided he's going to capitalize on it. Now, I'm 43 years old. I know it's shocking, but I am 43 years old. And I started this when I was probably around 22 years old. So I've been doing this for about 21 years. And conventionally, as we all know, you save for a down payment, you buy a place, and then you rent it out. Over time, rents go up, real estate values go up, you pull money from the property, and then you reinvest into another property. And we can go through the details of that, but that's not what this video is all about, okay? That was the conventional process. Now, what this kid did was something completely different. He decided he's gonna go out there and he's gonna take advantage of a growing Airbnb. And so this guy put two and two together and he said, wait, I'm gonna lease these properties, okay? I don't have to put down a down payment. I don't really have to do anything. All I really have to do is run my credit, see that I have a job and I can make the payment, and then I can go ahead and lease these places and I can sublease them. Sublease, what does that mean? It means that you have a lease in place between you and the landlord. So you rent the place from me, you're my tenant, and as a tenant, you decide that now you're gonna be the landlord and you're gonna lease it out to somebody else, a third party, okay? And he figured out by doing that, he could actually make more money subleasing it for a short period of time than he can leasing it for, whatever it is, 12 months, call it, okay? So that's the concept behind it. And what this guy did is 25 years old. Actually read the story today in the Insider, if you're curious. He actually picked up 100 properties, and basically looking at his formula, he's picking up 100 units and he's pretty much making $1,500 per unit in addition to what it's costing him every month to rent these units or lease these units. And so 1,500 times 100 units is $150,000 a month. Now, there's a couple things that I wanted to discuss as it pertains to his business model. And this is the concept of this video. Yes, you can do the same thing, and I'm sure you can make a lot of money doing it, which is great. However, if you were gonna go down that road, let me give you a little insights of experience as to what you could do to not fall into the pitfall of this business model. Number one, generally speaking, when you lease out a property, you're leasing it from whatever, either an entity or a landlord, and there's a general lease in place that is in California. I'm going to talk about California. It's generated through the California Association of Real Estate Agents, and it's a boilerplate, and everything is already there. The verbiage is there. Now, in most cases, most leases are designed in a way that either subleasing the property to a third party is not allowed or must be acknowledged and agreed to by the landlord. Now, mind you, I'm not an attorney, so for any legal advice, you get your attorney involved, ask him all these questions. For any tax advice, ask your CPA. I'm not a CPA either, but I will give you the pitfalls. So this guy's renting out these properties. If you are gonna do something similar to that, you wanna check those leases. You wanna make sure that you are actually allowed to sublease the property to Airbnb and make more money. That's number one. Now, number two, a lot of these leases, if they are condos or planned housing development, it's called a PUD. They have something called an HOA, which is a homeowner association. Now, these associations are, they could be small, they could be big, they could be massive. They all have something called CCNRs, which are the rules and regulations. I can tell you that most CCNRs do not allow the short-term rentals, meaning Airbnb rentals. So if you were going to do that similar concept and you were going to rent in those type of communities, it's not going to be allowed. So you might want to check that out. Make sure you're not falling into that pitfall. All right. Number three. If you were going to do something similar to this, a lot of beginners would just go out there and rent a place under their name and, try to rent it for more money. General concept seems pretty simple, right? However, remember something. Anytime something is under your personal name, you're exposed. There's a lot of liability involved, and if anything happens, because now you're actually running a business. You're doing this as a business, not as so much an individual. What I would highly recommend to you, open a limited liability company, an LLC. So the reason people do that is they take an asset and they put it into a limited liability company, and should you ever, be exposed to like a legal situation or lawsuit or anything like that, the only thing that's exposed is whatever's sitting in that limited liability company. So whether it's assets or liquid assets, money, cash, whatever is in there, okay? That's the only thing that's exposed. You personally, whatever you own personally that's not in that entity is not exposed unless you're piercing that entity, and that's a different conversation, okay? But just, the general census. So leasing versus subleasing, whether that's allowed, CCNRs in any type of an HOA community, and number three, not putting things in your own personal name, putting in the name of a limited liability company for business purposes, and now you're not exposed. Those are the three things that I personally saw with this business model that I thought I could bring to your attention. However, the general concept of it, I think is amazing, because if you're looking at the rental market, through this whole times that we're living in right now, with inflation spiking, rents are actually going up a lot. Even though real estate values are going up, so are rents. And if you were actually going to buy, I'll just use this example, an apartment building in California, specifically in LA, you would actually have to put down 50%, if not more. So if you're going to buy something for $4 or $5 million, you would actually have to put down as much as, $2.5, even $3 million. So you wouldn't be able to finance a whole lot more than 50% of the building. So some of these concepts for making money as rentals, specifically because real estate is so expensive as an Airbnb, are actually genius, and I think it's a really, really good concept. So if you guys enjoyed this content, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, do all that good stuff. And if you have any other content or scenarios, financing scenarios, real estate scenarios like this that you want to run by me, please put it in the comments below, and I would love to go through them and create a video for them. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and if you made it thus far, thank you so much, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Take care.